After years of fishing, I finally realized these foolish things don't follow my wrong path. When I first got hooked on fishing, I was a total gear fanatic. I'd spend all day on forums, watching experts show off their equipment and share tips, itching to get my hands on the same stuff. I'd save every penny to buy a new rod one day, a box of new bait the next, always thinking, as long as my gear is top-notch, I'll be a master in no time. But reality hit hard. I'd be out there with a 1,000-yuan rod catching nothing, while an old man with a 30-yuan spinning rod beside me was hauling in crucian carp left and right. After seeing this happen too many times, I slowly figured it out. At a certain point, fishing has little to do with how much money you spend. So many anglers get stuck here. They seem to know all the techniques, have great gear, but still can't catch fish. It feels like something's missing. Today, I'll share the hurdles I learned the hard way. Maybe you're making the same foolish mistakes I did back then. First hurdle: obsessed with feeding fish fancy food, forgetting what they actually want to eat. This sounds simple, but 90% of people get it wrong. We always project our own ideas onto fish. It's cold, let's give them something fishy to nourish them. It's hot, let's make it fragrant to stimulate their appetite. We mix in all kinds of additives and potions, turning bait into a fancy feast. But have you ever thought, do fish in the water even recognize this stuff? It took me years to grasp a basic truth: fish eat based on instinct and need. A palm-sized crucian carp, desperate to grow, craves high-protein red worms or earthworms. But a 3 to 4 kilograms carp? Tiny bugs can't fill it up. It needs to stuff its stomach, so the abundant, safe, natural grains and aquatic plants by the river are its staple food. That's why experts targeting big fish use simple, even humble baits like corn, sweet potato chunks, or fermented bait. They know, these are the plain meals big fish eat daily. You might serve lobster or abalone, it may smell good, but the fish will be wary, too scared to take a bite. So stop obsessing over those little bottles of additives. Before mixing bait, ask, what does my target fish need and recognize in this season, in this water? Getting this right works better than adding 10 types of potions. Second hurdle: tug-of-war with fish, trying to yank them up with brute force. The moment you hook a big fish, adrenaline spikes. We've all been there. But what happens next separates experts from beginners. When I first started, my only thought after hooking a fish was, get it up. I'd yank back hard, fighting the fish to the death. Result? Either the line snapped, the hook came loose, or the fish got away leaving me fuming. Then an old angler set me straight: if you tug-of-war with it, how can it not escape? You have to dance with it. I pondered dancing for a long time. Eventually, I realized, it means going with the flow. When the fish surges forward, let your rod tip follow, releasing the tension. When it weakens, slowly reel the line back, keeping the rod bowed. Back and forth, a few rounds, and it'll run out of energy. Remember, playing a fish isn't about the fish, it's about draining its strength and patience. Your job isn't to brute force it up, but to use the rod's elasticity and line's toughness to apply steady, moderate resistance, wearing it down. The calmer and more patient you are, the more control you have. When you stop thinking get it up and start thinking how to play with it, you've leveled up. Third hurdle. Thinking a big catch means you're amazing, and an empty net means bad luck. Fishing easily inflates egos. Catch a bunch one day, and you think you've mastered the universe, your skills unbeatable. Blank the next day, and you blame the weather or the water, never yourself. Truth is, a single big catch might have little to do with skill. Maybe you just stumbled into a school of fish, or the pressure was perfect, making them ravenous they'd bite even if you threw a stone. We've all had lucky breaks. Treat that as skill, and you'll crash hard next time. Real experts, though, are the ones who catch a few fish when everyone else is blanking. How? They learn from empty nets. Did I fish too shallow or too deep? Too far or too close? Was the bait wrong, or the line set up? Fishing is really a process of eliminating possibilities. So stop labeling yourself master or novice. In the end, fishing isn't about gear or secret recipes, it's about who can stay calm, observe, think, and accept failure gracefully. When you stop bragging over one big catch or moping over one blank day, you start to understand fishing. Because that's what fishing is. Author profile: I'm a self-media blogger who loves fishing and shares tips. Follow me to swap fishing skills and chat about every detail of wild angling. Like, save, and follow, never miss an update.